Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbena heb lena min ezvacina ve zurriyyatina kurrate a'yunin vec'alna lil muttaqine imama. Rabbi ec'alni muqimes salati ve min zurriyyeti Rabbena ve tekabbel dua. Rabbena heb lena min ledunke rahme ve heyyi lena min emrina raşeda. Allahümme allimna ma yenfa'una ve enfa'na bima allamtena ve zidna ilma ve erinel hakka hakkan ve rzuqna ittiba'ah ve erinel batıla batılan ve rzuqna ictinabe ve sallallahümme ala Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ve etba'ihi ve sellem velhamdülillahi rabbil alemin. Amin. We will continue with, God willing, the story of Moses. Now, what happened? Moses demonstrated his miracles to the people, including Pharaoh and his counselors, and his miracle was so surprisingly received by Pharaoh, and Pharaoh started in the following verses somehow panicking. We will see the signs in the following verses. Of course, we have to bear in mind that we are studying the epitome of Pharaoh and Moses as examples for us. And these examples, Pharaoh example and Moses example, we shouldn't idealize them. For example, especially Pharaoh was an exceptional case. Maybe correct. I agree. Moses was also another exceptional case. I mean, very rare people are elected among human beings as prophets. That is also correct. But these are ideal types of two extreme points. We have to always bear in mind, this is the principle of the teachings of God to human beings. In its, if you like, abstract teachings with small example, very small portion of the teachings, this is exceptional. Small portion of the teachings are exceptional, but generally speaking, the message itself is revealed to human beings in order to be understood and digested within their intellectual capacity. They are expected to interpret it and try to understand and apply it to their understanding. So the practical side is another matter, which is practically presented, practiced by the prophets. So these ideas are put into practice through the life stories of the prophets. These two matters need to be distinguished, not separated each other, but different focuses. So the ideas are presented in the message. I'm talking about the methodology of understanding and approaching the message. Now, the ideas of the message must be made clear cut from each other. That's why they need to be presented to us in the extreme examples, the very extreme examples, as epitomes. These are presented to us not to put ourselves in neither Pharaoh's position or Moses' position, but we have to direct our choices and our directions of our life towards these two extreme examples. I feel that I am very repetitive about some points, one of which is this. Why I keep repeating this? I see the reflections of this understanding lacking in understanding of the message by the practicing believers. When it comes to the prophets, they idealize and say that, oh, they are the prophets under the guidance of God, so I cannot really exactly practice what they did. I mean, the second part of the statement is correct. We cannot exactly practice what they did, but we can take them as a guide for us to show us, like the traffic lights, turn right, turn left, or any post, traffic posts, or slow down, make speed, whatever it is, don't stop here, this kind of things. But we can only do as much as we understand the value, and also we attach value to the message itself. That depends on our intellectual understanding of it, and also our intention to educate ourselves through this understanding of the message. Now, not only intellectual understanding, but bringing down, or really emotionally, sensually digest it and prepare ourselves, and accordingly we use our free will to follow this message as much as our capacity allows us. Capacity doesn't mean potentiality. Potentiality is endless, but capacities are always, as much as we use them, we practice them. So particularly we should pay attention to capacity that we have now. This is the result of our work, our endeavor, our effort to understand and digest the message. Then we can be convinced. But the practical side must be seen in the life of the prophets. So, I mean, it is the practical side. The outward practical side may be followed as the prophet did. For example, typical example, we can try to follow the narrations how prophet used to practice his prayers. So we can try to do the same thing, but the insight, the comprehension of the meaning of prayers depends on our understanding of the message. Mostly abstract, abstractness, how do you say, mental activities or intellectual activities not physical examples. Physical examples are given in the Quran, most probably in other revelations as well, especially we see the examples of it in Torah. Physically, yeah, but in the Quran we see that great majority of the message is just ideas. One's understanding of his existence, the purpose of life, etc. How we should prepare our feelings, how we should communicate with our God in terms of our understanding, our comprehension. But practical side, we have to go and see how the prophet put it in physical terms in their lives. Now, what we see here combine the practical side of Moses and, if you like, Moses versus Pharaoh. It means extreme positive position, right position, and extreme negative position, wrong position, a person can take. It is with me. For example, yes, I have not received the message, but I have been given the tools to understand the message within my own soul, own spirit, own human capacity, which is usually called in the Quran qalb. Ruh, but qalb, sensual side of it, understanding side of it, digestion of the message side of it. This is given by God. But on the other hand, human beings are given the option to contradict this message within their own selves in order to either confirm it, comply with it, or to reject it. I am free there. But when I reject the message, what I do, I reject the truth only. I don't come up with another option with really has existence. This option has really existence as representing the truth. Although my actions are created, my thoughts are created, but rejecting thoughts, opposing thoughts are created after I decide to use my free will to confirm it or to reject it. But the evidence for confirmation is out there in reality, represented, witnessed in the creation of the universe. But when I reject the message, no evidence I can find in the creation of the universe to base my argument of objection to the message. So it is just imagination, false appearance. For example, the very simple example I would like to give and share with you. When I say there is no creator at all, okay. Instead, the universe exists by itself, or natural things are happening by nature. Now, I cannot prove nature is existent something there, and I cannot prove accident taking place in the universe, and therefore I cannot really confirm with any evidence that there is the idea, rejecting the idea of creator God. There is no evidence for it, but I have the option to reject it. That's why we have to see two examples of epitomes of extreme sides as represented within me in the most extreme form. But do I start from the extreme form? No. Can I become a pharaoh suddenly, representative of this rejection of the truth suddenly? No. Can I become Moses? No. Suddenly, no. But I can try to follow his message and try to benefit from it as much as, again, I am specifically emphasizing on this word, as much as my capacity allows me. So if you want to follow the prophetic examples, you have to work on it in order to develop your capacity. You have the potentiality, which has no end, unlimited potentiality. For example, if you start learning chemistry, let's say, of course, you can learn and learn and learn. There is no end. But as much as you learn, you can practice it because your capacity was enabled by your training, by your effort. That is how our nature is, if you like, created, to give this opportunity to us. In both senses, it works equally. Whatever the direction I work on, I will develop it more and more and more, and accordingly, I will be able to put into practice. Now here, Moses' example. Let's come to the Moses example of his attitude towards Pharaoh's example of his attitude taking place towards Moses' miracles. Of course, we should understand that we are not going to demonstrate physical miracles. We are not expected to demonstrate physical miracles to those people who oppose the teachings of the revelation. But we have to take it as an example. Again, Moses' staff represents Moses' message. Moses' right hand represents the clear demonstration of the truth with no blemish on it, no stain on it. That is interesting for us to notice. So when I present the truth to myself, to my friends, relatives, anyways, my colleagues, I must be very careful not to pollute it with my personal interests, material interests, with my physical life conditions that I am going through, some sort of problems, and I shouldn't really let my egoistic desires to win the case at any cost. No, only for the sake of truth, without owning it, just presenting it, as Moses said, how powerful you are, you magician, you are a magician. Moses says, no, it is from my Creator, the Lord of the words, not me. Not disowning the reality, because truth does not belong to us. Truth belongs to God, and truth is the name of God in the Quran, El-Haqq. So we have to attribute it to God, not to myself. If I call people, for example, to Islam, we call it, among the youth, it is very widely used word, dawah. It means conveying the message to others. Okay. Of course, the first thing I notice, without conveying the message to myself, it is easy to convey the message to others, because a heavy word, it's not heavy, but first when you present it to somebody, it sounds heavy. It is easy to put it on others' shoulder to carry, not mine. That is practically, generally seen among the youth, especially very enthusiastic youth. But they have to use it in a right way. First, they have to digest the message within themselves, be absolutely sure about the evidence of the truth, reality of the message, and then present it as they are convinced, not as an intellectual, if you like, merchant. I am presenting to you. If you like, you can try in your life. If you don't like, you are free. I don't mind. I can only share with my experience, life experience with you. You are my friend. No enmity, no hostility. We have to be careful. We shouldn't be competitive. We should just follow the example of Moses. We said, all digressions, all insults, Pharaoh directed to Moses. What did Moses do? Didn't defend himself. Just said, this is right, it was my wrong, I accept, it was my mistake, I accept it, but the others are not right. I will conveying my message to you. We have seen the examples of it in our previous classes. Now, let's see what is happening in 34. Pharaoh said to the counselors around him, this man is a learned sorcery. Look, labeling again. Look, he presented his message. This is, for example, what Moses did, presented the message as in the form of miracles. It means he is not the one who is doing it. He is just throwing his stuff as he was taught. As he was taught by God when he met him, I mean, whatever it means, in the Mount Sinai, because he taught him, throw your stuff, etc. So he did the same thing here as he was trained by God. It is not me. I'm not saying to follow me. I'm just saying to follow this idea, which accept as your God, the Lord of the owner of the words. That's the idea. Why do you make a false claim and pretend to be the Lord of the people? You cannot be. You are like any other creature that getting old and ready to die. That's it. Leave everything behind. You cannot really hold on to any of your properties at all, any of your authority at all. You are just like us. Why do you pretend to be the Lord of Egypt? Now, of course, Pharaoh says, this is a sahir. It means he is the source of the idea he presents to us. So he wants us to follow him, and he will say in the following verse, he means to use his sorcery to drive you out of your land. What do you suggest? That is the verse 35. Look, you understand that he is seeing Moses in his own mirror, because he does the same thing. He thinks other people are also after the same purpose, because he pretends to be the Lord of the people. He pretends to be the really owner of the land, as if he created it, although he just inherited from his parents, and he is going to die on it. He will be digged into this earth like all other creatures, human beings or other creatures. Yeah, the owner, he claimed that he owns the earth, but the earth will, if you like, swallow it. Which kind of owner you are? It is strange, but he claims. That's why his purpose is to make a false claim in order to make people to follow him and to be a means and praise for his ambitions, to satisfy his egoistic ambitions. He thinks other people are the same. Unless one changes himself, he cannot change his word. You put your own glass and see the world through your own glass. So that is why educating ourselves first, satisfying ourselves about the reality which is presented to us through the prophetic message, first we have to be satisfied in order to convey it to others. If we don't change our mirror, what we will see, what we will do, we will reflect the object out there as our mirror is. If our mirror is cracked, we will see that the reflection of the real object out there will show it as cracked. If our mirror is not really flat, completely perfectly flat, somehow, how do you say, not flat, bumpers are somewhere, and somewhere is a little bit lower, and some places are higher, whatever. I don't know the word. If someone helps me, I will thank him. I will be pleased. But you understood. So whatever the real object out there will reflect in it in this distorted form. So really, one's own word needs to be changed. That's why I believe in this verse, what God is teaching us. Look, Pharaoh is reflecting his own understanding on Moses, because his understanding is exactly like this. He uses the false claim to be the Lord of the people in order to drive them out of their real land and claim that he is the owner of the land, although people are working on the land, not Pharaoh works on the land. So whoever cultivates the land, he uses and benefits from the land. Neither the land, nor Pharaoh, nor the human being, nor what grows in the land belong to anyone. Their existence completely dependent on the one who created the world, who is the Lord of the worlds. It means Lord of the universe. you understand that he is really reflecting his own real worldview. He is not being hypocrite. His own real worldview on Moses, because he is aware that he is making up. He is the Lord of Egypt and the people living in Egypt. He's making up. But at the same time, this claim gives him the opportunity to practice his ambitions, his arrogance. Now, he thinks that any people come up with the same idea, they also try to satisfy their ambitions. He's sincere there, but he must be also aware that he didn't create anybody. He didn't own the land. Just by using his power of the palace, inherited from his parents, by using this, he is just pretending to be the Lord. He knows that. But at the same time, he believes sincerely that everybody pretends to be like him. That is why he didn't give any possibility that really what Moses says is true, and what he did, performed the miracle, was nothing but magic, another type of magic. So, follow the verse. They said, you understand, sorry, excuse me, one thing we have to pay attention to. Very interesting. The wording is very interesting in the verse 35. يريد أن يخرجكم من أرضكم. Be careful. He wants to drive you out of your land. Look. What does it mean? He was saying that the land was his. Pharaoh was saying the land belongs to him. That's why he is the Lord. But now he says, in order to gain the support of the counselors, they are generals. They are the ones who are practicing the army power. Pharaoh was just giving the order. That's it. Those people are on the land, on the field, practicing the army power. That's why he needs their help. Look, you see that the fear that he is playing to be the Lord, he is playing to be the Lord, is maybe shaken by according to Pharaoh, don't misunderstand, according to Pharaoh, by false claim of Moses, according to him. His false claim may win my false claim, because he knows that the basis of his ideas are really rotten, but somebody may come up with another rotten idea which beats him up or overwhelms him, his idea. It's possible. How he cheated people, somebody may be more powerful to cheat other people as well. That is Pharaoh's view. He doesn't give the chance that what Moses says may be possibly correct. No. That is why he is now asking the generals, counselors, ministers, if you like, advisors, if you like, to own the mission now, to beat up Moses' idea, therefore Moses. So eliminate him as the competitor for his throne. According to Pharaoh, I mean, don't misunderstand me. Moses' claim is wrong and like Pharaoh's. No, according to Pharaoh, he thinks that everybody is like him. Of course, this is in human nature. If I am a thief, I think that everybody may be a thief. Yeah. So that is one thing. He started playing with the word rather than saying my land. He is asking for the help of the counselors, generals. Your land. Look, you are going to lose as well, not only me, because he knows that in fact, land does not belong to him. Belong to the people who are using it, ultimately belong to the creator of the land, the creator of the people, etc. So what do you suggest? Now, he is lowering down his status now. He says, this land is yours. First. Second, I need your suggestions, your help, because I cannot challenge this man, Moses, by myself. I need help as well, but it doesn't say it clearly, explicitly. He says, what do you suggest? Come on, let's work together and let us defeat Moses together so that we will keep our status quo. You understand the wordings? The Quran uses everything meaningfully. Not always is possible to catch it, but here is very obvious. Yeah. So he says, فَمَاذَا تَأْمُرُونَ? Look. What do you want me to do? What do you want me, or what do you want to, actually the word is ta'mur, means what do you want to command to do? They are the commander-in-chief. That is interesting for me, and I wanted to share it with you. So what they say, let's see. Verse 36.
So Brother Ali, can you explain what is the your land part? So what I understood is basically the Pharaohic attitude is like how maybe a scientist might think that way, that there's always what is here in this universe, that's it. There's nothing, a possibility of something beyond this universe, of being like a source not of the nature of this universe.
Good point. Oh, thank you very much. So we have to go into the deeper discussion. Okay, I shouldn't hurry, sorry. I just wanted to go a bit faster. But at the same time, good point. Now, you are asking actually, how can I apply it to our practical life? Yes, psychologically, I emphasized on the matter, on the side of the matter that human beings can reflect their feelings on others and see everybody as like him. Now, but you brought another very example. Now, if what the scientists do nowadays, because philosophy, I would say philosophers, but they don't present themselves as philosophers, because philosophy is just an idea. But they present themselves as scientists, but in fact they are philosophizing their findings as scientists. So we have to understand the difference now between science and scientism. Scientism is a philosophy. Say that science is going to solve the reality of the universe or reality of existence. That is why it is a philosophy. So when they do something, research, and find out the order of the universe, from the order of the universe, they present it as, this is how the things happen within the nature of the universe, nothing to do with the creator, because they say, if you go into theology, they call it, it means belief, believing in religion, believing in the existence of the creator, therefore believing in God, and God sends the prophets, all the things come, the prophets come with certain lifestyle, and especially prophets say, do not put forward your ego in your actions. Always be submissive, always be modest before your creator. You cannot own anything. Exactly. This is the ultimate aim of rejecting the idea of God. What they say, look, if we say that, if we accept that the universe is a creator, what does it mean? Consequently, I have a creator. If I have a creator, what is this? Everything else related to my life is also created like I am created. So who is the source of existence? The creator of this universe then, of these existing things then, ultimately comes to God. When it reaches to God, what the idea of God comes from religion. Religion comes into the picture. And when religion comes into the picture, prophets. When the prophets come into our life, then I have to follow the prophetic life style, if you like. It means everything will be performed in the name of God. I own nothing. I cannot take pride of any of my actions. I cannot satisfy my ego as a result of my actions, my ideas, whatever it is. I can only humble myself before the creator of the universe and submit my free will to his will. It means while I am dealing with my work, whether I am a greengrocer, shopkeeper, or I am doing construction, construction of buildings or roads, or I don't know. America is the place of bridges. So construction of bridges, highways, or I am an administrator, taking care of the business of the people. And I am a leader of something, or company, or my family, etc. I cannot impose my egoistic ambitions on other people. I have to be modest. I'm going to lose my land. I'm just, combining the idea with the example of Moses and Pharaoh. After you reminded me, and thank you very much. This aspect of the matter. This is losing your own domain of power. That is why he said, my domain of power is Egypt. First he claimed, didn't I feed you Am I not the Lord of Egypt, Lord of you? Now, here he says, this is your land. It means, no, if you submit yourself to this man, Moses, what will you do? You have to submit yourself to the Lord of the universe. It means you will have nothing under your command, even your own ego, even your own caprices, pride. You will lose everything. Everything will belong to God, and you will be a, if you like, quote unquote, serving God. It means following his will, which is called in the Quran, worshiping God, not worshiping yourself. You will lose your power. You will have no power at all. Yes, if someone believes in God, follows the prophetic life, prophet's lifestyle, and submits his will to God's directions as he wants us to do, it means do not own anything. For example, I will work for 20 years, and my children will say, ah, come on, you didn't do anything, you don't know anything. My children. I say, what? All my labor for 20 years went into trash. Wow. How can you? I struggled for you. Yeah. You use it as a tool to dominate, own your doings over your child and expect him to obey. That's why, for example, and it's a practical matter, we have to pay attention to this side of the matter. That's why even Muslim parents say to their children, you have to obey your parents. That's God's command. No, it's God's command. You have to obey God. You have to obey the prophet. God's command is, as a child, as children, you have to be kind to your parents. You have to be respectful to your parents. Yes, take care of their needs, but obedience belongs to God only. Why they say although there's no word in the Quran that you have to obey your parents at all, why they incline to understand because of their, not being very well educated in the Quranic teaching. That's very common among the Muslims, Christians. They don't really study the Quran. Really, just half an hour of sermon in the mosque in a week. That is all their source of culture, or reading simple things and hearing in the culture something. Simplistic things, not really serious study. So they are not aware of what they are doing actually in this world. As a Muslim, what is required, no knowledge of it. Anyways, that is something else, side note. But that is why we want people to obey us, to respect us. But of course, we don't want people to behave towards us respectfully. But at the same time, even they respect us, we have to put ourselves down, behave more and more modest as they appreciate us. We have to say, this is from God. In the Quranic language, Alhamdulillah. It means all praise belongs to God, not to me. So the Creator, the one who gave me the ability to do it, opportunity to do it, all the tools to do it, whatever I did, was provided by God, not by me. I'm just using it, and I cannot take pride of it. The same thing, actually, the land is my domain of ego, if you like. that is what you reminded me, Asim. Would you like to further your comment?
No, thank you very much.
Okay. So, what do you suggest means I need help? Yep, I need help. Okay. What they said, verse 36, let him and his brother, interesting, wait while you send recruiters, it means the one who invites people to the cities to assemble. Come on, announce it. Everybody will come and get together. All right. In other verses, the Quran says they asked Moses to specify the day. He specified the day of celebrations, festivals. Everybody comes there because he was sure he was going to win. So he wanted everybody to be present there in order to convey his message and demonstrate, because that message must be somebody challenged Pharaoh, and it is not heard among the people is impossible. Everybody must be talking about it, because Moses is not keeping his message for himself only and presenting his message to Pharaoh only. This is the most extreme example. He spread his message. He must have spread his message to all people as much as he could, and up to the point that the most influential man in the area, in the country, Pharaoh, and went there and presented to him as well. So he asked everybody, come and see. Moses was very sure of it. Okay, they thought he is like them, making false claim in order to claim the superior position. It cannot be true, because they didn't really think about their reality. They just took it for granted how the life goes. Whoever is powerful gets more portion of life. So they said, okay, call people to come and assemble. And also, what is important now in the verse, the first time in the palace, the presence of Aaron is acknowledged. Look, let him and his brother. Look, Pharaoh ignored it because then a slave will get into the palace. Come on, you must be joking. But Moses' case is special. He's adopted child. He's a prince. But Aaron, who is he? What's he doing next to his brother? But I believe that the Quran is hinting us the intelligent people around Pharaoh, those counselors. I mean, Pharaoh is not the person who is going to appoint as advisors, his advisors and generals, stupid people. So they felt that this is a real case. The Moses' case is a real case. We have to be careful about it. Under the influence of this idea, we understand that they took Moses as an important case. Therefore, the one next to him, supporting him, standing by him, must be also possibly an important matter. So they acknowledge him, Harun, in the language of the Quran. So Aaron is acknowledged as well. So let him and his brother wait while you send recruiters to the cities to assemble. So last verse on the screen, 37, and bring to you all sorcerers of great knowledge. Again, يأتوك بكل ساحر عليم, because they know how to cheat. They are experts. I feel that, like politicians, but sorcerers are experts of the time. How to play the game, how to really what do you do with the people to make them sleep and cheat? Okay, I couldn't remember the word. Oh, those people who do the people and they lose their free will.
Hypnotized.
Sorry?
Hypnotized.
Hypnotize. Hypnotize.
Hypnotize. They know how to hypnotize people. For example, if you really carefully listen or read, those people who claim that science will explain everything and you don't need God, etc., or you don't need religion, you use your own intelligence, that is enough, and you follow your own feelings. That is the best you can satisfy, the way that you can satisfy yourself. They know how to present the case. So you ask them, for example, come on, show me something in any matter, in anything, show me that they have the quality of free will, for example. Do something on their own. They have the option to not follow the order of the universe, subject to the order of the universe. No, not subject, but change the order of the universe, which Moses demonstrated that long ago. We studied this. No, if you can bring the sun from the west and let it set in the east, it must change the order of the universe, have a free will not to follow the order of the universe, go ahead and do it. That is what Moses challenged Pharaoh. And he was puzzled and he got angry and started insulting. You see, this is very important. If somebody says the matter is developing by itself, changing it, adapting itself, etc. You say, okay, can they really free themselves from obeying the order of the universe? Anything, show any quality in anything. Okay, they cannot do that. So the sorcerers, what they do, they pretend as if they have supernatural power. They can manipulate the order of the universe as they want, so that they are not subject to the order of the universe. Sorcery means this. I mean, hypnotizing the people's eyes or minds, this kind of things, using the tricky language. For example, look, it always happens like this. Nowadays, what do they say? This is within the nature of something to act in this way. Nature of something? Where did it get it? Where did this thing get this nature? By itself? How? Demonstrate it to me. From where? Within the universe? No. They say, oh, what do you mean? Are you denying the facts demonstrated and we practice in our labs? Look, whatever we come up with, how wonderful the things, the technological gadgets we are making, and you are using it. Yes, I'm using it. I'm using the computer. I'm using my headphone now. I'm using my telephone. I am using other gadgets. How? They are taken out of the order of the universe. Human beings just discovered this from the order of the universe. They didn't bring anything new. They were already there. They discovered it. But they say invented. No, no one can invent anything. Just discover it. No one can add anything to the creation, to the existence of the universe. No one can extract anything. Can you destroy anything? I mean, there are some people among us. Let me see. Yeah, he's here. Now, he's a physicist. Okay. This I'm asking this brother, please speak. Can you destroy anything, even at the level of subatomic world, make it non-existent, let alone bring anything into existence? It's already there. Okay, I think you unmuted yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the answer is no. Obviously, what we observe or everything that we state exists is essentially part of the order. And yeah, so that's the answer essentially. We are seeing the order, we are seeing how things are manifested, but we are not in any way creating something that does not already exist. We are acting within the order of the universe. We are observing things as they happen within the order that is established. And I don't think anybody who actually works in this field would state otherwise. That's just going to be nonsense, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Can you send into non-existence? For example, you can exploit the atom. I think that's your specialty. You can do that. So, but still, it is turned into another form within the order of the universe, not accidental. No, why do you work on the atomic structure in order to extract energy or something out of it? Because the structure and extracting energy out of this subatomic world, whatever they do, all the information they are getting from them, that's in order to follow the order of the universe. Can you change anything without following the order of the universe? Can you?
The answer is no. I mean, like we are trying to probe deeper into how matter is interacting, how it is like what are the constituents of matter, and how the elements are seemingly behaving or acting. But it's clear that there is an order. We cannot create anything outside of what we already observe. In fact, the fact that you study something and it's following a certain determined order is the reason why you study it. If it was every day comes in and changes, then there will be no trend for you to even look at it. So we are bound by the order that we observe. And again, this is, I think, a clear, like, this is not a debatable point at all. The debatable point is how do we interpret these findings?
Yeah, how do we interpret? My point again, I think, although the time is up, my point is this: can you destroy something without following the order? That is one. The second is, can you make something disappear from existence? What do you have an idea about it? Destroy it. It doesn't exist anymore. Disappeared from existence.
So again, following the order of the universe, we can make something transform from one state to the other. Like the simple example is you have, let's say, water, you boil it, it goes from the state of liquid to the state of gas. So there is a change in the aspects of it, but it does not disappear. There is a change. Likewise, it doesn't matter how small you go in terms of the structure of matter, there is only change. There isn't creating something out of nothing, and there isn't taking something from existence into nothing.
Yeah, that is the problem. That is the main principle we have to keep in mind. We are just doing the things, whatever we do, destroy it, combine it, whatever chemical reactions, everything first happening within the already existing of the existence of the order. Second, we cannot add anything to existence. We cannot extract anything from existence. We just use it what is already existing. Is it clear to us? Anyway, the great knowledge that the sorcerers have, yeah, according to their understanding, sorcerers have the knowledge, but this knowledge is not really anything to do with changing the order and becoming a superior master which changes the order of the universe, so that what they do is according to their power, according to their will. It means they can control the things as they want. That is what they make the things appear to be. This is called magic. They thought Moses is doing another kind of magic, but they are the experts. They all know that Moses has not been trained in magical sciences. So let's say a shepherd doing nothing but making the subatomic world something completely unknown, in a way that it was unknown up to now. So if you ask an expert on it, do you think this man can do it? He was like, come on, I may try to cheat people because I am the expert, but this guy, come on, he doesn't even know whether the atom exists or not. Impossible. So they were so sure. Let's go to we are not going to study here. Next week, we are going to start from here. So sorcerers are there to present their case, and Moses will present his case and see what will happen. Inshallah, this next week we will study this. Inshallah, the future of our world, this world, will be like as it will be demonstrated in the following verses. This is the most powerful verses for me to give me hope that at the end, science will be used in the hands of the believers in order to bring the evidence for the reality, truth of the belief in God. Thank you. Inshallah, I'll see you next week or Saturday, Monday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.